based on what I've read in the comments and on the Reddit, it seems like the fans almost universally agree that he was being overpaid, which was our experience as well, is that we definitely weren't making as much money from the content as we were paying him. It was just kind of something that we were still doing because of the fact that he had been a brand for that long. So and then you look at their channel now, you would have to be absolutely out of your mind to think that those dudes are making more money from that.
All right. Adam 22. Okay. He's speaking on AD. Basically, everybody that motherfucking left the no jumper platform. All right. Recently, AD has been well, I don't know what you want to call it because AD really don't be like going at no jumper unless no jumper say some subliminal shit like that, right? So recently, AD the motherfucking posted motherfucking receipts of his payroll that he was making with while he was with the No Jumper platform, right? So AD and his platform is on some shit like yo, they making and seeing way more money now than they ever was with No Jumper platform, right? So this is what No Jumper is speaking on. He basically saying like yo, AD and them motherfuckers capping and shit like that. And my reaction to this is like, yo, motherfucking, I don't know if this shit smoke and mirrors and shit. Like, you look at individuals, certain individuals and shit, right, and be like, yo, okay, they carry themselves real, so okay, they ain't gonna be with the antics and bullshit. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, don't nothing get goes under my feet and shit. So these are formal workers of your platform and shit, right? And it's not relevant for me to speak on the reasoning of your workers leaving the platform. You get what I'm saying? But when you speak on like all 80 got to do to my knowledge is like, yo, okay, you presented receipts of the payroll you was getting when you was with the No Jumper platform. So present the payroll that you are making from whatever entity is giving you bread. Now I don't know where he getting money from. He said he's an artist, so is he getting money from Spotify or whatever these streaming services are, or I don't know. So basically, and what No Jumper was basically saying, like, yo, is like we basically won't seeing no money off of AD being a part of the content, but they were still basically rocking with him because he had been around so long. It's basically how I look at the shit.
Channel than they were making, than AD was making
Are
at No
they
Jumper.
including ad revenue and the side shit that they do and what they charge people to come on their platform, or if
Do
they're
they charge people to
charging?
go
I
on
mean,
there? I
they
don't know.
might be. He
They,
might
they
be. I
might be
don't know.
making more
They
money
might.
than you think from advertising or whatever, but I don't believe for a second. I think it's absolutely absurd that he's actually trying to pass this off
But
on
not that
people.
one podcast. But I'm just saying he's probably saying like as a whole with his. But he was doing shit on the side.
Well, yeah,
Also,
because that's the
yeah,
thing is that the money that he was making from community, his channel, he was already making that
yeah.
while he was doing No
So
Jumper.
what's
So
the
you
what?
can't count
So
that.
what's the beef though? I'm trying to figure it out. Like,
I know it's
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to
go
understand.
ahead.
And Adam 22 will be in the right to speak on the motherfucker monetary finances and shit because he was the one paying the motherfucker. Now, AD just had to provide if he want to rebuttal back something or whatever and make this shit content or whatever the fuck they doing because motherfucker grown men worrying about the next man pockets or if I this is how I feel. If you ain't rocking with a motherfucker, then just don't rock with the motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? That's how I look at the shit.
Understand how
Go
they're
ahead. Go
being this
ahead. Let
sensitive.
you go ahead. Go ahead.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the beef is just that. Well, number one, they just need stuff to talk about, so that's why we're in the thumbnail. That's why they got to talk about us over and over and over. Is just because they got nothing else to talk about. What I said on Bootleg Kev was pretty obviously true, almost impossible to argue. And AD actually went on his stream and basically like proved exactly what I was saying by showing the pay stubs and
Well, he
acknowledging.
didn't show how much they're making. That's what I was.
He
seen
showed
the clip.
how much he was making from No Jumper.
No,
What
I'm
he
talking
didn't
about
show the
after,
people,
yeah,
what would
now.
actually prove it, what would actually prove what I was saying, which
Show
he
what
will
community
never do,
makes
is
right now.
no, not community, Figmunity.
Fig
So
Munity.
show us what Figmunity makes you right now, and then
Exactly. Y'all ain't hear what I was just saying. What will make AD goddamn, you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, show what you making now. You get what I'm saying? Don't show what you showed the pay stub, the payroll and shit, right? That you was making with No Jumper platform. So show what you making now, since you acting like you making all this bread and this and that. And I was just saying that before they even said that shit. That'll kill everything if AD do that shit. Show what he making now.
we'll be able to actually contrast and compare and see if you are actually making like $8,000 a month off of Figmunity, which spoiler, it's not happening. It's like obviously
I
just
feel
not
like
true.
I feel like with this, like this be the problem with us. We it causes a beef when it's just really friendly competition.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it should be like a competition thing. You know, like okay, you think you make more, I make more. How can we prove this?
But
Nah,
this is the
all
problem is
for views.
I
bro.
went on there on Bootleg Kev and I answered his questions honestly, and I had
Oh,
a
you did a Bootleg Kev interview also?
yes, and I love that you don't know that because you like Shitty is really in the streets. He's really doing his thing. He's not tapped into the minutia of the Reddit or whatever. So that's what I'm here to fill
I
you
had to
guys in on
download
this.
Reddit just today.
Just leave it out of your life. You don't want to be part of it. You're better off without it. Anyway, so I go on there and I said some simple statements of fact. I wasn't disrespectful. I just said that I didn't believe that they were making as much money, which is a obvious fact.
Yeah.
And then I also laid out the situation with Snoopy Badass. What do I get as a result? I get AD and his overweight manager sitting in this tiny little room talking about how they gonna stand on business, how they gonna fuck me up, how I need to be careful out here in these streets.
I didn't see that part.
Before I went on stream, let me go.
I know goodness goddamn well Adam 222 ain't just get rah-rah on y'all and shit. I know goodness well, hold the fuck up. What the fuck?
What do I get as a result? I get AD and his overweight manager sitting in this tiny little room.
Yo, he talking about AD homie and shit. His name Pun, a big dude that always sitting in the background talking shit. And if you ask me, I don't care too much for the motherfucker neither because a motherfucker that always be on this rah-rah talking and all of this and that. You get what I'm saying? But I feel Adam 22 when he basically read to speak his mind on how he, because they was basically AD basically made the video recently and shit, but Pun is his homeboy. Basically, is AD crib or whatever. Pun is always in the background. You might have several others sitting in the cut. It's like a little podcast or whatever, but Pun always sitting in the back, speaking his goddamn mouth and doing this and that. And Pun was on some old shit, like talking shit about Adam and shit too. So Adam have a right to motherfucking clap back and talk shit back. You get what I'm saying? So that's my take on that shit.
Talking about how they gonna stand on business, how they gonna fuck me up, how I need to be careful out here in these streets.
I didn't see that part.
Before I went on stream, let me go to my Instagram story right now because I preemptively knew that this was gonna happen. Listen to my story from yesterday.
Style of podcaster are people who can hear a valid argument, can hear a valid conversation, and then they go on the podcast and they want to convince you that they're hard and they could beat somebody up.
Does this sound familiar?
I think I speak on behalf of basically the entire audience,
The
and
whole
maybe
world.
the world.
The whole world, Adam.
When I say that we don't care.
We don't care.
You You gotta actually do it.
You
can't just
gotta
talk
do
about
it.
on the podcast.
You gotta
Nobody cares.
slide.
A defunct
Gotta
style of
slide.
podcasting has
That'll
been
be
gone for
working
a
out
very
too
long
much.
time.
You gotta
If you
slide,
wanna act
baby.
You know, he a biker. He got that
podcast is
energy.
not the place to do it. So
If you want to act tough, the podcast is not the place to do it. So I called my shot. I'm motherfucking Babe Ruth in this bitch. I go on my story. I call out exactly what their response is going to be. And what do? They do this musty ass, broke ass shit. And they sit around and talk about, ooh, Adam gonna get touched. LOL. How the fuck did I call it? And I mean it too, because when you look at the Reddit, when you look at the comments, nobody is impressed. You're never gonna take a W by hopping on a podcast, talking about a verbal beef, a beef of ideas, a war of ideas. You're never gonna take the W by going on your podcast and talking about how tough you are. It makes you sound goofy. Do you really think that I'm scared of pun waiting outside of the
I was just saying that shit do not convince me when that dude when the dude Pun be talking and shit like that, cause he always sit a big ass motherfucker, like you would hit that motherfucker 2 times in the jaw, 1 time in the stomach, he dropped. You get what I'm saying? But I feel Adam like, who the fuck is worried about Pun acting like he ready to touch somebody? And who the fuck is really scared of AD? Cause if you ask me, he look like a big gullible motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Like, but just because you grew up in a certain section or whatever, and that makes you a part of something, so others look at you, oh, he a gang member. But hey, the motherfucker look like a big ass kid to me. If you ask me.
building? You know exactly where we work. What
Exactly.
are we talking about? If you wanted to do something,
Mm.
you're not going to talk about it on the podcast. You probably already would have done it. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying, I'm not worried about it. So you can talk as tough as you want on the podcast. I'm not sweating. I don't even have deodorant on. I got an all natural scent right now. I'm not perspiring. That's just how I feel. So you
Adam want the smoke, yo. Adam want the goddamn smoke, man. He want the smoke, yo. Yo, so y'all catch more of this, man. We gonna see how this shit play out, man. Just keep in tune of community. That's AD platform community, like CUH community. And y'all just keep in touch with Adam 22 platform, the no jumper, and yes, see where this ends up and shit. Because now it's ready to get somewhere. Because Adam 22 now is basically like putting the goddamn Pun name in it and calling him fan and saying like, yo, y'all know where the building at? Pull up. You get what I'm saying? So Adam 22 is with the motherfucking smoke, yo. I like that shit. I like that shit because I don't care too much for that Pun nigga neither. I hit that motherfucker 2 times in the jaw, 1 time in the stomach, and that nigga is out. That's how I look at that shit.